and I would also bet on that, Boop, as we take a look at space, where no one can hear you scream.
We'll say that every time, guys. Don't worry.
No, it's we just love.
Yeah, we only have one joke. That's all that Boop and Ham have is a singular joke.
Yep, and but Fusion University, they're on the defense here, so nice to maybe sticking with this Mei. I mean, it's such a pity. I loved Mei's death screams, one of the best noises in the game. Just saying, very cathartic. But Team Envy, I don't know. Is it going to be 76? He is much stronger now than he was previously when Goats was kind of at its height, and it looks like we may actually be okay, no, just for scouting. Scouting, you know, using those old man quads, getting out there and seeing what's what. And Team Envy not really making too many compositional adjustments to Nice Mei. They're just going to be running that Goats once again, so they just got to watch this positioning.
The wall is going to go up and separate two members of Team Envy, but not for long. Jar, though, already below half health. They're going to have to use the Amp It Up for maybe healing. And so Fusion University, though, are going to be wrapping around. Team Envy have made it on it to the objective. The wall is up, blocking Elk from a little bit, actually blocking Fire from maybe some AoE healing. If he's going to also go onto Crimzo, get that headshot. So this is a 6v5. Nice showing that Mei is going to pay off here on point A for Fusion University.
Oh, yeah, and then locking all of Team Envy in with the rest, and Fire escapes execution for now, but eventually all fires will be snuffed out in the face of this Ice Queen, and Team Envy will have to back off.
Yeah, ran it out of air indeed. McGravy going to get a consolation kill on it to Chong Sick. No Reinhardt's on the field. McGravy showing up again. This is something that we see McGravy do all the time. He's the one that brings the fight back, as Crimzo and Jaru are going to join him in this endeavor, as Team Envy all of a sudden are going to own at this point. The Blizzard was taken out of Nice. He's actually going to love that, because they might lose this point. They're going to need change.
Yeah, I think it was actually eaten, because we see no Frost on the ground, and McGravy really putting Envy on his back, on his shoulders. Those are some massive traps right there, because it was basically just him and Jaru cleaning things up. And even though the attacking spawns do favor Team Envy, that's, you know, a heavy burden to lift for just two members of the team. Fusion University took a pretty scrappy fight right there on point A, but they will have to hold for over 6 minutes here on B. Definitely doable for this great team. Alarm's going to have that trance up, and Nice to sticking with this Mei.
Yeah, Elk is going to get that sound barrier, as well as the wall is going to block McGravy from some line of sight. That's not going to be that big of a deal, as Trill is going to be the one that might fall victim from this wall placement, but no one is falling victim with the Transcendence on line. Earthshatter going to knock McGravy onto the ground. Jaru going to be the first to fall here on point B for Team Envy, so this is 6v5 for Fusion University, who have 3 ults to their name. The ground surge coming from Fisher is going to be coming out, and the counter Transcendence from Fusion University will be too, but Team Envy finding themselves on top of this fight. This is Assault, so anything can happen. Fusion University spawns will be coming into play, but 1 tick, 2 ticks have been taken already for Team Envy. They're looking good so far, Ham.
Yeah, they just got to clean up another straggler, and Nice, one of the best stalling heroes, is down. The Hammond, emergency Hammond out now for Chomsik, trying to roll his way into a defense, but it is looking dire. Elk dropped the sound barrier, but those overshields gone in a second. However, same could be said for Trill. Team Envy now functioning without that main tank, but it doesn't really seem to matter for the attackers right here. Chomsik getting shield bash. Discorded rolls out of the way, but Fusion University, they only have a sliver of a tick to give. They have to keep a body on the point.
Oh, and Snillo almost made it through that. Jaru is going to be taking Snillo down, and it's a 6v5 now for Team Envy, as the resets have started to happen. Chomsik getting kill onto Jaru, though, means that this is evened up for both teams. Team Envy struggling to get this last sliver of a tick, as McGravy is going to get DMA'd from Fusion University. Bernard's going to be experiencing the same thing, as Nice Cryo is going to be unavailable. The Earthshatter is out. Nice will be taken down as well, so Crimzo has finally taken down that Mei. Team Envy are going to maintain their presence on at this point, but for some reason, they are unable to grab it completely, as Fusion University have been able to take space back from Team Envy with the depletion of members. Now the self-destruct now from Team Envy, not going to grab anybody. No ults available for either side right now, as they are able to finish things out. Round 1 complete. Team Envy take 2 points in a very fast time.
Oh, it was speedy, so speedy right there. Team Envy, they never gave up the fight. Are we watching South American Contenders right here? That passion, the endurance from Team Envy against Fusion University, absolutely insane. Again, the team seeming like they're all reading from the same book here. Who are we going to be focusing down? At this point, you would think that this Graviton, bad investment from Fisher. There's so few members down, but Trill doubles down, gets that Earthshatter in. Crimzo able to clean up Nice, and with 2 healers still alive for Team Envy, as well as that massive main tank shield from Trill, Envy able to eat things out in the end. Just, wow, really good stuff.
Yeah, McGravy not going down at any point during that last fight, and that's going to prove to be some MVP status there coming on Lunar Horizon calling, because McGravy is also the same one to pull back point A. And so McGravy's a star right now for Team Envy. Trill functioning, as that star as well. And I'm loving what we're seeing from Team Envy. This is old school stuff. Trill on that Orisa. They're going to be popping up shop on the high ground and maybe not even moving at all.
Yeah, who knows? You got a big piggy man, Jaru on the Roadhog.
The new Roadhog.
So somebody is going to be making changes of those buffs to the delay in the hook pull.
And the spread on the bullets.
And the spread on the fire. And so Team Envy, hey, I really, really like this. Shake things up. Fusion University, they tried to change things with their own pharmacy. Didn't quite work out for them. And now, I don't know, maybe the doubt's starting to seep in. 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Not the biggest time bank we've ever seen, but really impressive for Team Envy specifically.
Yeah, anything from like 2 to 5 minutes is where we see most teams fall on their first push. Sometimes they end up with nothing, but we see most teams finish the assault maps at this point, things going to extra innings. Fisher going to be trying to get that tire as fast as possible. The trap is there to protect his Orisa and the rest of the team if anyone chooses to dive on that Orisa, but look at this. Fusion University had made it onto the point already, so now the Orisa has to make a decision. Where do you go? And it looks like Jaru's going to be the one that's going to be maintaining the point, and he's going to be one of the better ones. Snillow's going to be the only one on the objective so far, but look at the distraction that he is causing. Really good hook coming from Jaru, but unable to get that one-click kill. Yeah,
now Team Envy have 2 beefy tanks who can rotate. It is not just going to be on McGravy to do so, and Bernard taking a nap. What you doing, bud? It is not time for the afternoon siesta. Jaru putting some shots in, does escape with his life right here in Fusion University. They have 1 tick to their name, and Snillow will have a pulse bomb as well, slowly farming that up. But look at so many beefy bodies here. He's really going to have to make that pulse bomb valuable with a kill onto a support, onto Fisher, who's now about 50% up to that tire.
Yeah, Snillow, just like you said, looking for a good opportunity on that pulse bomb, and will find Orisa one of the easiest people to pulse bomb, but with that damage nerf from a while ago, it's not going to be as easy anymore. Nice, though, getting the first kill. 3 kills now for Fusion University. This is going to be an easy point A take after they are able to clean it up. There's a lot of meat for Team Envy, but all that meat's going to be going to the slaughterhouse, as they're going to be going back to spawn.
Yeah, Team Envy circling the wagons, but the entire caravan had already fallen apart.
Yeah.
So there will be no swap for Jaru right here. Fusion University using some off-meta heroes and kind of just dancing around Envy, working them from all angles. Really good play, and now they head into point B with 4 ultimates, and the big one, EMP into Pulse Bomb, could be incredible. Or EMP into one of those classic Bernard bombs.
Jaru did switch characters, so he's going to lose the ult charge that he had on Roadhog to favor this Brigitte, but now Fire's going to continue on that Ana because of that Nano. Who will it be on? Probably one of the tanks. The Grandma's Juice is out, as McGravy's going to have that self-destruct on hand as well, as Jaru's going to get the first kill on it too. Nice, so this is a 6v5 for Team Envy right now. The way that Fusion University likes to play, this tells me that they're going to reset and wait for 6, because they can.
No, disciplined team. They're like, okay, we lost one, are back to spawn, and not going to be giving up any more ultimate percentage to Team Envy, who could really use some right now. Crimzo will have that trance up, but Fire at a 0 for that sound barrier, but may not be the most useful ultimate up, since Neist will have that EMP. With a single button press, he could get rid of all of those shields. But right now, again, just that footsie battle. Snillow, so squishy. He doesn't want to overextend himself. He's looking for the perfect moment.
The EMP might be that moment, and Snillow did throw out that pulse bomb, but we're unable to get a kill, but Fisher's going to find it the old-fashioned way. Snillow taking him down in the end, so that's 2 kills for Fusion University. They still have 2 ultimates, and with the Primal Rage, they're going to be on this point for a very long time. Self-destruct, not going to find anything for Team Envy. Fire going to be trying to knock some, Primal Raging Winstons off of this field, but it's not going to help for much longer, as that 2-second jump cooldown is going to prove to be a little too brutal to control this monkey, as Jaru's going to go down as well. So Team Envy is going to need a miracle. McGravy has provided these miracles in the past, and so has Trill, so 2 down, and they're going to be 2 supports. So Fusion University functioning without any supports now on the second point. Snillow back at that pulse bomb. Chunksick getting 2 more kills, but remember, there are no supports available. The pulse bomb was stuck, but the kill wasn't there. Nice, taken very, very low. Snillow trying to knock some HP bars off to 0, but unable to do so, as Fisher is going to bring Team Envy back from the brink. A big kill there. Both tanks getting both supports on Fusion University, saving them from a possible map completion from Fusion University.
Oh, really good stuff from Team Envy here out of their back pocket. Who knew they had this in him? I thought it was done when Snillow got that great pulse bomb stick, but unfortunately unfortunately only found that shield. So Brigida stays up, and with that gives Fissure enough time to trickle back onto the point. And Fusion University, having spent themselves in a very long and unfruitful fight, will only have this trance coming back in. So again, they have time here, almost 4 minutes, so they could take another disciplined push, build up some more ultimates, come at it again with their banks full.
Yeah, so this is going to be an eco push or a junk rush to get Team Envy to use a couple ultimates, particularly that Transcendence, if they can. But they're going to have to really pressure Crimzo in order to get that trance out. Team Envy also has a Graviton Surge that they're going to use first, and is it going to get that combo down? No, but a really good charge onto Chongsik, taking him very, very low. The Discord Orb was on him, but unable to confirm that kill. Team Envy is, but they still have an Earthshatter and a Transcendence. Fissure did use that grab. That's exactly what Fusion University wanted, but now they had to use their own Transcendence as well. So Fusion University will have a self-destruct and an Earthshatter. Transcendence now from Crimzo, gonna make sure everyone from Team Envy has enough health to kill everyone from Fusion University who were on the ground.
It is important to get that throughput damage. You can only do it if your Ryan's hardy and healthy. Wow. Trill going all the way across the map, cosplaying Doomfist a little over here. He will escape back to the safety of his team. But yeah, Fusion University, another interesting decision that they made. We saw an earlier weird grab on Nimbani and then Alarm choosing to throw that trance out when it was really the only ultimate that Fusion University had. That meant that they would need to win a clean fight, just vanilla style. And now the ultimate economies have largely evened up again. Team Envy still hanging on to that sound barrier. Fusion will get theirs in turn as well, and both of the Zaryas very close to their counter grabs here. McGravy, though, will have that self-destruct on hand. Bernard being a little quiet so far. This could be his chance to get a big combo.
Fusion University have an opening now. Crimzo does not have a Transcendence. His fire is laid on the ground, but no kills coming from Bernard's self-destruct. But now the self-destruct coming from McGravy will be finding nice. So that is 2 kills for Team Envy. This is going to be a defense for them, but now Fusion University need to look at what they have in the bank with 2 minutes left.
Did you see that shield flip-flop from Trill right there? Just want to point it out, main tank things, but able to 180 about face, flip the shield to save fire as or from Bernard's self-destruct as it just zoomed past him. So really good stuff from Team Envy. They know who's important to keep up in these fights, and they're able to execute as well. Fusion University down to their last minute and 40, and this is kind of when you start to get palm sweaty mom spaghetti a little bit. If you are the attackers here, you have maybe 1.5 more good full pushes.
My mom spaghetti made my palm sweaty all the time. Not the greatest cook, but a great mom. Indeed. Fusion University now looking for one of their last opportunities. They might have one other push, but they need to commit, and that's been something that they've had trouble doing. They need to engage maybe on their own terms this time. As Trill trying to knock Chongsik out of this fight. The Earthshatter now coming from Chill will be helping that indeed, but the Transcendence going to keep him alive and well. Trill going to be pushing into the back line, and is going to have to use a Transcendence of their own to keep Trill alive as well. Fissure going to have that Graviton Surge here in just a second. They're going to be available for both sides right now, but there's not going to be enough to back them up until Team Envy gets that self-destruct, which they do have. Fissure did throw out that Graviton Surge a little earlier than McGravy would have wanted, but hey, at least you get to save that self-destruct for this next push.
Yeah, and Fusion University just had to take it to that big unwilling hug, and Trill swinging through the mass of the Fusion University players clumped up there will be 65% up to his next Earthshatter again, and time, I mean, Jaru just able to get that shield bash onto Chongsik. We've seen so many perfect Earthshatters from Envy. It's been kind of, a little bit mind-boggling. You have to wonder, where Fusion University is here, trying to, maybe they need to bait that shield bash out a little bit earlier from Jaru so it's not there to set up these big combos that have been landing time and time again for Envy.
Yeah, Trill already had another Earthshatter. McGravy's going to have that self-destruct available, but it's going to be nice to throw out that Graviton Surge first. Bernard's going to look for that bigger bait combo, and they'll be finding it with 2 kills. McGravy's going to try to even things up, and that's not going to be happening. Fusion University now have those 3 kills, but this is a 6v3. Team Envy need to bring this back. It's going to be all up to McGravy and Crimzo to do just that, as Crimzo's going to use that Transcendence just to stall a little bit longer as we have entered overtime, as Doomfist is not going to be long for this world, and they're not going to be able to get back on to this point as round 2 is complete. Both teams finishing this map. We are going to extra innings.
Extra innings, folks, but Fusion University, they only did it in overtime, so that means that the Team Envy will have their own attacking round. Fusion can only defend. And so Bernard finally coming in here, making a little bit of noise. We said he's a quiet diva, but able to chip in that 2K for Fusion University to finally put them over that threshold. And here we have Chongsik still on the receiving end of one of Trill's Earthshatters, but able to help his team, clean up that point in the very end.
Yeah, if Reinhardt didn't have to get down during the animation, he would have been on the point.
Right.
Right? It was just that little bit, and you said earlier, milliseconds can decide whether you win or lose a fight. That's just one of those easy examples to see, right? Just how animation can affect if you get to the point or not.
Exactly. And now Fusion University will have to have a solid, iceberg of a defense here to hold Team Envy, who have over 4 minutes to their name. To do so, they're pulling out that Mei once again with Nice. Had some, good walls here and there, but not really as impactful of a character as we would hope to see from this Mei. We know Nice, really great DPS player, but Mei's on the first point of Lunar Horizon Colony, just not one of those heroes that makes as big of an impact. There's so many ways to attack the objective, so we need to see that ability used very well with discretion here. Team Envy again just scouting. They only need 1 tick, so this is all time well spent.
Yeah, I call it a time investment. They did the scouting, they know what Fusion is running, and they're going to change their characters accordingly. And they're going to go back to the tried and true, which is that triple tank, triple support, goats composition. So this gaggle of goats coming in hot, going to the objective. Going to be trying to take the low ground. Fisher going to be up to the high ground all of a sudden. Nice, though. Going to be trying to get that ult charge, and that Lessard is hard to get. But, slowly but surely, and the last time Nice had one, it was eaten. It was very cold in McGravy's belly.
Oh, and look at this. Trill is definitely, not just seeing the sights there. I think he actually clipped into the wall right there via the wall. So Envy getting stopped up just a little bit, but Fusion University not pushing their advantage at all. They're just waiting to receive the push.
Oh, here we go, and they're on super speed right now. So Amp It Up was available for them as Trill's going to get 2 kills to start this off. This is looking like an easy point A and map take from Team Envy, and that's exactly what we're going to see as there's 1 member left from Fusion University. Team Envy will be taking this and moving up 2-1. They're on match point.
Yeah. Wow! That's just one of those moments, man. That's just one of those moments that we said Fusion University, you're at the top for so long. The Reinhardt's not just going to walk forward and drop his shield and swing. That's crazy. That's nonsense talk. We're, season 2 champions, and that's exactly what Trill did. They waited out the wall. They knew that wouldn't be on, so he could just take that space, walked forward. The speed boost came in and he just smashed the backline squishies, Boom,
those kills
like
came
quick,
press. Right? They amp it up,
super
came
fast,
in. Yep.
And that's how you win. That's how Team Envy, chart their path forward to victory. And right now, Fusion University a little bit off kilter.
That was like one of the fastest moving Reinhardts I have ever seen. I know it's the same as
He's
other
on roller skates. Right?
Yeah, I know it's the same as other ones when they're getting that speed boost. But for some reason, it was just this Hulk, of a man coming in with that hammer swinging, and then 2 kills to start things off. Trill looking so good, maybe the best that this team has looked all season. What a perfect time for someone to say that about your team, right? This is exactly when you want to be peaking.
Yeah, the Team Envy, they're climbing that mountain, and just when you thought, oh, one of their feet slips, nope, they got more rope. They just winch back in there, get up to the top of that peak, and look at this. Even though it's Trill, we are watching the POV of, absolutely have to shout out Jaru, not only getting those kills as the Brigitte, but, gatekeeping Snillow's Sombra away from the backline. Another really good play. You'll just see on the kill feed pop up, and you're like, oh, the Sombra died. I wonder how that happened, right?
Well, many members of the team have been really impressing me, particularly McGravy. I've been saying that name a lot, but the whole reason why they were able to win point A earlier today on Lunar Horizon Colony was because he was able to get 2 kills and bring a fight back almost single-handedly there. Not only is he protecting the team, he's making offensive pushes, and he understands when to beat each kind of diva.
Yeah, exactly. Diva, with those boosts and the defense matrix, you can be both aggressive and defensive at the same time, boost into somebody's face while eating up all of their projectiles, and he knows exactly when he needs to be trying to pepper in that damage to finish a kill, and when he needs to be peeling for the back line. There's been, multiple instances, not just for the back line, but for Trill as well, just trying to keep that Reinhardt safe. You see the diva zooming in, I got you, boss, right? And so, yeah, all around really good play from McGravy as well, who we haven't really had a chance to shout out earlier in the season. Yeah,
and so now Team Envy are on match point. This is a 1st to 3, and there's one more number over 2. And that is 3.
That's right.
They say I'm a numbers guy. I watched a lot of Sesame Street back in the day.
Exactly. And you also play, Overwatch, and then you hear the Hanzo voice line all the time. It's, yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say tuba, and it's like, yes, I did. My degree is in that
instrument. You did also play tuba, yes. But,
I went to college for it, my friends. And so the other thing that we're going into now is the fact that Fusion University might get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. We're in the quarterfinals. People said this is the favorite. There's no way Envy has a chance at beating Fusion University, who demolished Atlanta last week. And so this is definitely surprising. And so what Envy can't do, they can't let this excitement affect their play.
Not time to let your guts out, guys.
Yep.
Just keep sucking in. Just stay strong. You're clenching all the right sphincters. and because Route 66, that's where we're heading, and it is going to be another long, drag-out fight, potentially, especially on Streets phase, and that is the map that we saw Envy lose, Nimbani, right? They couldn't quite string together their attack against Fusion University, who had a really solid defense there. And so as long as Fusion University just keep chipping away at Envy, take all the air, all the wind out from their sails, this slightly, this younger team, may not have what it takes. They got to dig down deep. And first, they got to defend, though, Fusion University with a chance to set the pace here on Route 66. And this is a map that has always played into kind of wacky comps back in the day, right? You have so many different staging grounds. You have the train cars. You have big Earls, right? We see in Sombras, Widows, Pharas, and Fusion University. Are we going to quad
No,
DPS?
Elk is on Widow.
I mean, Elk is on Widow, but we still might see quad DPS. We've seen Soldier 76s before accompanied by a sniper. You have that added benefit of throwing down the biofield as a 76, provide a little bit of dual purpose healing as well as damage. And Alarm can set up a crossfire, but no longer he's back at respawn.
Hey, you gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Right? Alarm is going to have to go back to spawn as well as Bernard. So quad DPS not going to be the counter to Goats like they wanted. And it's funny, this goes to prove how good Goats is as a composition, right? People talk about Goats counters all the time. Oh, just play Pharah, play quad DPS. That's not that easy because eventually, if the fight goes long enough, Goats will win out into the end, as we do see a re-engage happening now for Team Envy. And now Jaru's going to be going down, so Fusion University going to make this quad DPS work. Another thing about this quad DPS, Ham, is that where do you look? Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's everywhere.
4 DPS means you're looking at a maximum of 4 different angles, especially when you have a Sombra on the field. There's probably behind you, above you, to the right, to the left, and you have Chongzik barreling down on top of this payload with that Orisa, and Snillo and Alarm can be wherever they want to be. And so this is a really difficult look. Team Envy, their best bet is to dislodge Fusion University. This is a comp that requires setup, and that's going to be its weakness. But right now, Team Envy scrambling to just get back in without taking massive damage from Bernard's rockets, who already has the barrage.
Hey, micro missiles weren't big enough. He needs the big guns there. Bernard is going to be rocking that Pharah for the foreseeable future, especially with that rocket barrage in hand. It still also has attack visor. Jaru going down very early, and you're not going to get any ult charge on that EMP, so that right now that sniper is just wasted for Team Envy. Fusion University coming alive now on the beginning of Route 66 as they've invested that attack visor as well. Doesn't look like they needed to, but they really wanted to make sure they got this first point.
First point with a good time bank too, almost 5 minutes heading into Streets phase. You saw the angle that Bernard was barraging from, and it just goes to show that this is such a difficult comp to deal with. He just dropped down on top of Crimzo's head behind him. Normally, if you were running a regular pharmacy dive, that would never happen because everybody has their bead on that Rocket Queen in the sky. But Fusion University, they're going to be making a couple of swaps. They still want to use that EMP, but Snillo now on the Brigitte with Bernard on the signature Diva.
The Hack not able to do anything. Fusion University are going to maintain their advantage for a really long time. Maybe for the next 2 fights. Alarm is going to throw that Dragon Strike out. Trill is going to be taken down. This quad DPS working really well for Fusion University as Team Envy's only casualty is the bongo. They heard I played tuba earlier, and I guess they don't like music if the bongo's going to go down as well. Supercharger, really.
No, they don't like art. What Philistines. But Envy are going to be swapping up once again. It seems like they're just preparing for that third point fight as Fisher is back on that Zarya. You still have Crimzo on the Ana and Jaro on that Sombra, even though he is at a distinct disadvantage compared to Nice, who has already been able to stage here for the perfect EMP spot.
The Team Envy finally have things at their disposal. Those things are those ultimates. EMP coming online for Jaru. It's been a while since you've been Sombra and finally going to be able to put some work in. The Nano is going to be going onto Trill, so he's going to be feeling some of Grandma right now.
Oh.
Trill's going to go down, so it's going to be a 5v5 now for both teams. Bernard has that self-destruct. Will he be using it after he wakes up to try to bring this back? They don't have to, as the time bank is pretty massive for Fusion University right now.
Oh, I don't think Bernard's in the mood for any explosions right now. Nope, just gonna find that nearest cliff and say hello. as Fusion University finally gets stopped up here right before point B, and Envy now can breathe a sigh of relief, but, you know, don't hold your breath here, because Jaru back on that Brigitte. They're going to that tried and true, except Trill will be on the Winston rather than the Reinhardt. So you will have the advantage in being able to, you know, exploit that verticality and all these, you know, buildings surrounding streets phase, but you will not have that big stationary shield to block any of Chongsik's shatters.
Yeah, Trill in the backline already for Fusion University. You see 2 members of Fusion University on the payload. The rest of them aren't there. So the separation that Fusion University provided Team Envy, or actually Trill provided for the rest of his team, means easy defense for them.
Yeah, and we do see Trill heading back to spawn with the quickness. He is going to swap back to that Reinhardt, no doubt. But really good just splitting, parting the green sea as it was with that mobility, that boot jump pack. He landed right down in the backline of Fusion University, took down Alarm Snillo right away, and there's no way you can come back from such a heavy support loss there for Fusion University. But this time around, they're going to be a little bit more wise, take the high ground.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of time off the clock already, so Team Envy looking a lot better now as Fusion University struggling on street phase so far. They haven't given them the payload as Team Envy is going to be favoring a defense a little further up down the road. And here we go, Trill's going to be trying to make some moves. Self-destruct not going to get anything. The shield bash onto Trill was a little bit too late. He's so low. Oh, they finally do again, but the self-destruct is going to get Snillo in the end. So Team Envy going to maintain this defense with 3 kills right now. Fusion University down to their last 90 seconds.
Oh man, McGravy tried his darndest. Get down, Mr. President! Trill does go down, but not, but Team Envy still able to trade back with the kill onto Chongsik, and there is no way to really push forward with the loss of that main tank. If you take a look at the ultimates now, Alarm will have that Transcendence. He's going to have to make good use of it too, because Fissure has this grab at the ready. He's already on the high ground, has all the information that he needs to see where Fusion are coming through. You know, no surprises here really. Bernard going to have that defense matrix open up wide, see if he can gobble up another grab.
While Fissure has a grab, Fusion University have a Transcendence of their own and will be having a sound barrier as well. This is maybe Fusion University's last fight, depending on how slow it goes. Team Envy, hey, you can make it go as slow as possible. They're letting Fusion University be the deciders for this, but actually, and the Earth Shatter is going to be coming down, knocking Fissure onto the ground. Chongsik is going to have to try to work back up to that because there's no value found from that. Fusion University not having any more ultimates after the Transcendence is down. Sound barrier will be their next one, as well as that Graviton Surge. Team Envy now is going to have a sound barrier and a first kill onto Alarm, so Team Envy coming out on top. Fusion University doing exactly what they need to do and resetting, but this is going to allow Envy to get really close to their spot.
I mean, look how many. They don't even need to. McGravy can just throw out a zoning self-destruct, send Fusion University scrambling. Maybe they're not even going to be able to touch here. Elk does have the sound barrier at the ready, and Nice has that grab, but he needs the room, the opportunity to actually use it, catch some of these Team Envy members, and even if he does, they're going to have to burn through all of the overshields from fire.
Yeah, Team Envy going to be waiting for that self-destruct until they do make the payload. Fusion University now, good move onto Nice, knocking down onto the low ground. They're going to make that Graviton Surge a little harder. Earth Shatter is going to make it even harder when you're laying down onto the ground. The Gravy is going to launch that self-destruct, not getting any kills, but Team Envy already found 2 onto Fusion University. Bernard trying to bring things back. Crimso is down, but Trill popping off still. So consistent throughout all 4 maps so far. Fusion University had a veritable eternity in that time bank, and now we're seeing an overtime wick collapse, as after this Bernard kill, Team Envy will be holding Fusion University on Streets phase.
Oh, wow. Speaking of collapses, I mean, Fusion University Bridge is crumbling down. I don't know what's happening to this team. It's so out of character for all of these veteran players. We were watching, nice point of view. He was busy trying to laser down McGravy, who was on that high ground, took his eyes off the ball. We see his ragdoll right there, falls to that Earth Shatter. And Team Envy right now just popping off in every way. The peel, the defense, the focus fire from this team has been standout. I think that's kind of the big difference maker that we're seeing right here. Why is Chongsik, you know, having such a hard time getting anything done with this Reinhardt when we usually get used to this guy with big shatters, you know, really aggressive plays? And I think it is just that focus fire from Envy. You can't push forward. As a Reinhardt, you know, you only have so much self-agency. And if every single member of the 6-member enemy team wants you dead, you're probably gonna be dead eventually, right? And the other part of the Fusion University machine we're starting to see, you know, maybe stuck in idle is Alarm. we're used to, I mean, his transcendences have still been on point, but maybe a little bit even too early in many cases. Maybe you didn't really need that trance right there, but when Envy are playing as well as they are, you know, as a Zenyatta player, you got to be a little bit ahead of the fight. You got to pop that trance like a couple seconds before you think you might really need it because of just, you know, travel time, right? The travel time of a Zen tooting forward to get to their Rhine, but we do need to see, you know, maybe a little bit more noise from Alarm and Elk, right? The Fusion University, everybody's standout, but particularly their support line right now. Got to see some hips and hellos, because Team Envy, they have their win condition set.
Fusion University are very good at defending on Route 66, however, as McGravy's already down to below half and decided to walk out anyway, give his supports a little bit of ultimate charge. You're seeing Crimson pop up. That's going to be exactly why his arm pack is going to help Jari get closer to that rally as well. And I know it's early, but getting these early percentages can be the difference in a fight that we see in about 20 to 30 seconds. And as they do see each other, they know what each other is running at this point. Fusion University going to go back to big rolls.
And I do like this look from Neist, though. Sticking with this Sombra, that was one of the pieces of the puzzle that gave Envy so much trouble on Numbani, but right now they seem to be advancing with no fear of who might be lurking in their backline.
Yeah, Neist has really gotten those EMPs up very, very fast. Nilo playing that Sombra earlier today, you know,
varying degrees of success.
That's what that means. And so Elk is going to get that kill onto McGravy's mech, so they're going to be functioning with half of less of a member. And so without that mech, Team Envy, Team Envy is going to be a lot weaker right now without that mech, particularly without Fire and Crimzo as well. No supports means no winning for you.
Yeah, and now we're talking about Alarm needing to show up in that kill feed, and there we have him finishing off one of his counterparts in Elk, in Fire. And so Team Envy, they made some great progress, got around that first couple of corners, but now they will have to back off and take a little bit more of a regimented fight here. But they have tools at their disposal. Earth Shatter up, we got the rally, and probably a Graviton Surge as well, and Crimzo close to that trance. But they can't allow Fusion University to just whittle away at them. Maybe it's not going to be one massive explosion, but by the time you get to the payload, you've taken so much chip damage here and there, you're not at your full fighting strength. So that's what Team Envy needs to avoid. In particular, they gotta be expecting that this EMP is about to drop down on their heads.
Anytime you have to round a corner means you're going to get some free damage placed upon you. As Neist looking for that positioning for that EMP now would be a really great time, especially, well, now that they got the hack already onto Trill, the shield's not that big of an issue. Don't need the EMP just yet, as the rally's going to be popped in reaction. They really thought that EMP was coming. Alarm going to get the first kill of this fight. Fusion University looking strong here on the defense. Team Envy will not be able to come back from this, but they are getting closer to some ults as well.
Both of the teams trying to hang on to what ults they have. Fusion University able to win out that fight with a single grab. That is the best case scenario for the defense here, because you can't be expecting that this is going to be the last fight. You have to expect more and more, so many more fights coming your way, and Fusion University have 5 ultimates, so that's plenty. Team Envy, now they will have 3, almost 4 or 5 coming into this next fight, but again, Neist can render all of those useless with a single Q press here. He was forced to translocate out a little bit earlier, got too greedy, tried to get a hack onto Trill before he dropped that. This time around, might just go for it.
Yeah, Team Envy going to have 5 ultimates of their own, but Fusion University already have them, so they have a little bit of a window, but that window has a shut for Fusion University. This is going to be an even fight. Especially going to be the first one to throw out that Graviton Surge EMP out as well. McGravy going to land on top of everybody, but find no kills. The Transcendences as well coming from both sides. So Fusion University used all of their ultimates at the beginning of this fight. Team Envy still have 2, so Team Envy still have an opportunity to maintain their presence on this payload. They have an advantage as well. It's the Earth Shatter from Trill. Not going to be finding any more value outside of Chonk Sick, but is that all that they're going to need? Team Envy have a 6v5 on the payload. They have struggled with throughput damage. Is this going to be one of those times? Maybe it is, as the Graviton Surge is going to trap Fisher and even things up.
Yeah, but Crimzo able to take down Snillo, one of the most stalwart members of this defense. Alarm follows right afterwards, and Crimzo on fire right now. You know, taking a little bit of Fire's limelight, I'm just going to say. But Envy finally, in the very last seconds, able to secure that point A heading into Streets phase. But both of the teams largely spent after that very expensive brawl. And so Jaru's rally going to be the only thing that Team Envy have in their pocket. Fusion University close to Alarm's Transcendence. And Neist actually sticking with this Sombra. It was, you know, questionably lukewarm effective the last time around, but he's so close to yet another EMP. It's always a great threat to have online.
Yeah, out of character for Fusion University use all of their ultimates like that, finding no value, giving Team Envy an obvious advantage once there are 2 ultimates remaining at the end of the fight. If you're counting on that 4 ultimate, then hey, you already used them. That Earth Shatter's going to find value as Knight's going to try to find that hack so close to that EMP. Will be getting it before the end of this fight. McGravy trying his darndest to make sure that EMP never happens. Destroyed the translocators, so Nice isn't going to have an opportunity to come back out, but it's not going to matter as Fusion University will be maintaining on this defense. It is a 2-minute warning for Team Envy, who are close to some ultimates as well. The 5 that they used in the last fight are all going to be available for the next one.
Yeah, that's true, Boop, and Nice, glad he finally pulled the trigger right there. Really good, almost accidental positioning. You had Trill right around that corner so low that getting rid of that Reinhardt shield was a death knell for Team Envy's push right there. Fusion University also able to just capitalize. You know, you got that throughput damage, and now they have sitting on 5 ultimates. They're going to be feeling pretty comfortable right here. Bernard ready with that bomb. No self-destruct to follow, but Chongsik will have that Earth Shatter for a second go.
McGravy going to throw that self-destruct Earth Shatter down, taking a lot of Team Envy onto the ground, but because McGravy already had that self-destruct out, they could not aggress upon them. Fusion University already blowing through 4 of those 5 ultimates. They still have 2 remaining, as well as Team Envy. A sound barrier going to be dropped for Fusion University. No more ultimates now for Fusion University. We're in the same position as last time, but Trill is dead. Team Envy not going to be winning this one out this time, but they will have a huge advantage on this next fight.
3-1, and you're a numbers guy, Boop, so you believe in math?
Half of a hand.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's half of a team. You got 6 members on the team, and 3 of them have ultimates. Most importantly, potentially Sound Bearer and Earth Shatter. Trill has been quieting down just a little bit here on Route 66, but we've seen massive shatters from this Rhine before, and now is when he needs to put his foot down. 44 seconds separate Team Envy from a potential series win against Fusion University, and of course, vice versa. Nice holding on to this EMP, not quite as desperately as Fusion University, trying to hold on to their chances in this tournament.
Here we go, my friends. Rally has been popped for Team Envy. This is going to be where they're going to be trying to get to that golden box of victory. Nice has the EMP, will be launching it. The Earth Shatter is going to follow right after, but the Sound Barrier is going to be helping everyone else from Team Envy, so Team Envy is nice and healthy. Fusion University might be knocked on the ground with this Earth Shatter. No, they will not. Nice has been isolated from the rest of the fight. However, Snillo using that rally. Damage mitigation is there, and Crimzo is not going to be there for Team Envy. So close with that Transcendence. Team Envy falling apart at the seams right now. Fusion University going to maintain their opportunity to become champions on Route 66, as this will be tied up 2-2 going into our Game 5.
Game 5, first to 3. It is 2-2, folks. It's Fusion University take the win on Route 66. And even though Envy lost out on that fight, the glimmer of hope in my excitable and naive, innocent heart, not really, but when that Boop from Fire knocked 3 of the tank members of Fusion University away from their fallen Brigitte, it was just like a moment from like Saving Private Ryan when the planes come in.
What music was playing in the background?
A lot of trumpets.
Okay.
Right, like trumpets, kind of a fanfare, but unfortunately the tides turned and Fusion University able to get so much more value off of their ultimates. Trill taken really low, and once again, Reinhardt's getting low, can't aggress, and that's when the team starts to look most shaky.
Man, Envy had a chance too. The EMP not finding a ton of value. The Earth Shatter and the self-destruct on both sides not really doing anything either. But just in at the end, I think Fusion University put it together, found that first pick, and let it snowball from there. And that's the experience really coming into play. Both teams individually have very experienced players, right? And even though Fusion University are functioning with 2 new tanks for this season, right? They still have that support line that's been stable for a very long time, undefeated so far in these games, and trying to maintain that as well. But like you said, for the first time, I feel like all season, Alarm struggling a little bit on that Zenyatta to maintain what people know him for. Yeah,
maintain that very high bar that he's kind of set for all NA contenders Zenyatas. But Team Envy moving into our map 5, they absolutely struggled. It was a struggle buggy on both Hybrid and Escort. But our tiebreaker is Control, which they won in a dominant fashion, 2-0. So we can't really count them out of the running just yet. And again, my heart rooting for the underdogs. I think, just like the potential for the upset is so huge here. But again, the map type of Control will matter a lot as well. Control is, kind of interesting in that oftentimes on certain sub-maps, which team takes that first cap first is almost guaranteed to win, or they win, overwhelming majority of the time.
More than 3 out of 4 times sometimes. And we're going to be finishing things out on Busan. Busan, and so Fusion University got wrecked on Control earlier today. Like, there's no, like, sugarcoating that. Lijiang Tower was a stomp. And it really set the tone for the rest of this match, seeing that Envy is going to be playing up to up to Fusion University, right? Yeah. And so that's exactly what we've seen so far. Look at this alternating maps. We're looking at patterns. Envy should be feeling pretty good. Yeah. But going into Busan, Fusion University should be feeling pretty nervous based off how Lijiang Tower, but that was 4 maps ago.
Exactly, exactly. Both of these teams, you know, kind of their weaknesses and strengths have been exposed through this series. And Fusion University, again, you have to remember that this is a seasoned team. Even though they swapped out players, there's not a single amateur amongst them, right? Everybody's been playing at the big leagues, you know, and even though we said, you know, Changsik hasn't really been showing up big, but he's still been playing very reliably, right? And that's kind of where that experience will come through. And I don't know, I'm just so excited.
Well, you know, we've said before that we'd take consistency over flare, particularly in this meta, right? If we're seeing 4 DPS, and a little bit of flare is going to be really nice,
it's to be expected.
But like, I think the flare is detrimental to a GOATS comp, right? If someone's trying to be a star, someone's trying to make things happen when they're not supposed to be, it can make all the cogs get jammed, right?
Yeah, you're trying a little bit too hard, pushing the tempo maybe a little bit too hard. And in fact, the teams that we've seen do the best across both groups, XL2 and Fusion University, one of the big standout characteristics is that they're very consistent, calm, cool, collected, patient. Even when the fight isn't necessarily going their way at that moment, they're thinking, you know, 2-3 steps ahead on how we can get a better fight, you know, even if we lose this one and just come for the re-engage.
This game comes down to one control map, and that is Busan. We are tied 2-2 in Game 5 for our first to 3. We will have a victor here. Will Envy knock out Fusion University, and will we have a new champion for the first time in North American Contenders? Will Fusion University come back and show us why they are the #1 seed coming into the playoffs? We will find out here soon. 15 seconds until the gates open. Team Envy rocking the same comp that, you know, that GOATS comp. Fusion University going to be doing the same. So this is a skill check, my friends.
Oh, yes. This is a beautiful, you know, autumn afternoon, moist with apprehension. Between these two teams is going to be mirror GOATS. Most likely, yes, we do have the teams charging out of their spawns right here in Fusion University. There's, you know, no bells and whistles. Just good old GOATS here. And Team Envy will have to match our previous season champions head to head if they are to win things out again on Control. It all comes down to this very first pick. It's going to give whichever team makes it happen such a decided advantage, not only in point control, but ultimate advantage.
In the match as well, unlocking in 4 seconds. Fusion University been taken off the point a little bit. Team Envy have a better position to defend the point right now, as they're actually going to give it to them. This is almost exactly how Lijiang Tower started, but they're going to not make the same mistake twice, or maybe they will, as Team Envy are going to be able to take the point. And looking at the health bars from Fusion University, they're not as healthy as Team Envy. Jar taken very, very low, but so close to that rally. He's able to get to the rally before this. They will lock up this point, particularly since Changsik died first again. This is deja vu from Lijiang Tower.
There's a glitch in the Matrix, sir, and Alarm as well.
This happened last time.
Throw in the Transcendence. Fusion University want to push forward, but they can't. No shield at all. Oh, and Fusion University squandering a very crucial ultimate just for, you know, a Hail Mary push.
Am I going crazy, or is that exactly how the first round of Lijiang went on Garden? That is insane, but Fusion University going to have to try to come back again. Team Envy already at 40%. Fusion University do have about 4 or 5 ultimates online. Team Envy struggling to keep up right now, and the Graviton Surge for Fusion University will be taking the point back from a Team Envy, particularly since the kills were so fast. Team Envy not going to be able to stall for much longer.
Oh no, McGravy's the last one alive, probably not going to burn that self-destruct. No, Burnar is the one getting, again, a great, consistent 2K Burnar bomb to kind of seal the deal off of the back of nice grab. So good disciplined play from Fusion University again. And we check out actually these Reinhardt's ultimate charge. Changsik will have it. Trill's still about 15% away. And you have to remember, anytime you're playing Rein, you're trading ultimate percentage for your aggression, right? We saw Changsik coming in, and yes, he has gotten that Earth Shatter first, but at what cost? He was the first one down in that last fight, and now he's going to be hoping to be the difference maker for this Fusion defense.
Oh, the Graviton Surge is going to try to be countered from that Earth Shatter. McGravy's bomb is behind the shield, but it's not going to be enough. Is Soundberry going to be there to protect the rest of Fusion University as well? No ultimates available for them, but there is an Earth Shatter for Team Envy, which will be going down and knocking 3 onto the ground, but the support was there for Fusion University. The healing makes sure that Fusion University are also alive. Now the fight has gone back to the point amped up now, not available for Team Envy at this point, and Rally going to be dropped as well. Thank goodness, because then Jari would have died way earlier than that, but now it is a 5v5 onto the objective, and it looks like Team Envy did flip the point during that, so this is free percentage from them, especially since Fusion University win the fight in the end.
Yeah, and so Team Envy actually, they capped the point, they re-flipped the point in the middle of that entire brawl, and Fusion University, they were thought that they were working for their own percentage this whole time, and now they find themselves in one and done territory. Team Envy basically need only one more clean fight in order to take the first round of Busan, which would be a massive change in the tides. But first, they have to cut through the rally, the Bernard bomb, the Earth Shatter, or excuse me, yes, he does have that bomb at the ready. The Earth Shatter, the Transcendence from Fusion University. They have plenty of ultimates to continue to hold this point.
They've got some time too. If they want to make this a junk rush, they can, but Team Envy's going to try to win this outright right here, right now. Fusion University going to be needing to use those ultimates in the smartest way possible. The Micro Missile's not going to be available for D.Va on the Team Envy, so that ult charge is going to remain the same because he already has it. Fusion University now still has, going to use that Earth Shatter, going to knock 4 on the ground, but the Transcendence is there. It is so crazy how good these Zenyatas have been at reacting to these Earth Shatters. I haven't seen one on the ground for a while. Bernard bomb now out. Oh, actually going to be McGravy's bomb. Not going to find anything. Bernard still has his self-destruct whip shot coming from Jaru. Going to try to displace Nilla, who's getting the advantage in that 1v1. He's going to take that fight. And now with the percentages now, Fusion University, all they need to do is win this out. Team Envy going to be trying to save the rest of their team with that sound barrier. Trill, though, so low, but he will be going back to spawn. Fusion University are going to win this round. The funny thing is they didn't lose any fights during this round. They let Team Envy take the point twice, but thank goodness they were able to come back in the end and win it.
They were not going to let this opportunity slip through their fingers a second time. 100 to 81%, way closer than Fusion University would have hoped for. But again, this is when that experience comes through. A true artist knows when enough is enough. And unfortunately, Team Envy in that last fight, Trill with the desperation Earth Shatter, who knows, they may have been able to regroup as a full 6, but Team Envy really pushing their luck in that last round, and Fusion University punishing them for it. And now up one more round away from taking this back from Team Envy.
Team Envy now on the back foot. Fusion University at match point for the first time all series. Team Envy going to try to bring this back to a draw, move this down to round 3. Team Envy not going to be expecting this Pharah just yet. They haven't seen it yet. Fusion University, though, going to be rocking that Pharmacy combo in the air, and look at this Snillo is going to be on that Widow. We saw Logix pop off on the same character on the same map last week.
A great staging ground for any kind of long-distance sniper right here, as we see Sharp on our favorite gunslinging totem Lady of the West. Ashe now making her debut appearance here in playoffs, coming up against the classic sniper Widowmaker. Oh, there is a bird in the sky to shoot. Sharp looking for that Mercy as well. Fusion University going to take that first point cap as well as first blood.
Yeah, Trill going to be going down. That means we're going to see this Ashe just try to get ult charge for the foreseeable future. Having a hard time at it right now. Unable to make contact. Might want to think about switching the character at this point.
I would say so. You know, any kind of McCree, Ashe is a little bit of the same way, though she has more mobility. These are heroes that require some setup. So Team Envy going to go for that dive with Sharp's Tracer instead, and Jaru on that Sombra. Crimzo to add that extra potential for the nano boost, keep some bodies on this point, keep them alive and healthy. Fusion University already with a decided advantage, 30% to their name and a barrage to boot. And look at this, Snillo pops that Infrasight. That means that Team Envy, if they want to play this safe, they're just going to have to wait out this ultimate, buying even more time for Fusion.
Vision's actually not something these teams have been used to so far. They've had to use Sombras and Divas to scout, but with this Vision, they have all the information they need to maintain presence on at this point, particularly with this barrage on Nice, who has been quiet on this Pharah until the barrages do come out. This is an ample opportunity to do it right now. That's exactly what we're going to see, but Snillo's going to be dying off screen, but with the DMAC, they actually could have found a lot more value out of Nice Rocket Barrage. Now he's going to have to push in the damage elsewhere, as it looks like Bernard's going to get DMAC'd as well, so this is a pretty even fight. Sharp. We were joking about that earlier, that Nice needs to do a little bit more melee kills, and so he's going to get 2 kills there. Fire going to try to bring things back as well, but Fusion University are going to have more members in the end and maintain presence on this point. We have quickly gone up to 80%.
Yeah, this is scary territory for Team Envy. They're a scant few seconds away from losing out in this quarterfinal. They are so close. Everybody on this team is going to have to play out of their minds. They're going to have plenty of ultimates. It's about getting value from them. EMP into Pulse Bomb, a possibility. EMP into Nano Winston. The sky's the limit for Team Envy.
Oh, and the EMP is going to happen right after the Primal Rage does, so Chonksic's going to have a little bit extra HP, already done below half, though. But look at this on the other side. The Pharmacy combo is down from Fusion University. Team Envy have their biggest opening since the beginning of this round so far. Fusion University going to be going back to spawn. However, they did make it to 99%. One fight's all they need.
Yeah, one fight, and who knows? You just trans into here, get some big damage from Nice, and Team Envy may well just melt into the ether, but not without a big fight, as they do have McGravy's bomb up, Trill's Primal Rage, and Crimzo ready to lay in that Grandma Juice. Who's his target going to be?
The Grandma Juice is out. Trill is going to not be that person.
Oh, is it Brigida Nano Break?
It's going to be that Nano Break. Fusion University still have that self-destruct. Trill going to have to pop that Primal Rage. It's going to make their next fight a little weaker. They really want to keep some of these ultimates. They're actually not getting any kills, so they might need to invest in self-destruct a little bit later on in this fight. And Trill not able to make the jump. It was a close call, but able to make it back to the team. Good bubble coming from Trill as well, as Bernard is going to be taken down out of this fight. So Team Envy have an advantage here. It's a 6v5. Trill's been stunned, so Shield Dash is not something that Team Envy need to worry about for the next 5 seconds. And it looks like Chonksic getting taken very low as well, but the heals are there. Team Envy going to maintain their presence on this objective.
Yeah, but it requires a lot of vigilance from this defending team because they don't have a Transcendence available on their side, as Crimzo is on that Ana. You hear that rally. Snillo urging his team in. Crimzo's gone!
Yeah, Crimzo is gone, so Fusion University could wrap things up here with the 6v5. The Graviton Surge has now entered Team Envy's team. Sharp is down as well, so only 4 members and no ultimates available for Team Envy, but Nice going down with that self-destruct could bring things back. Fusion University, though, have such a numbers advantage. There's 99% Chonksic going to hit the wall instead of McGravy, who is still alive somehow. The point has been flipped. Overtime has started. They have to make it on it to the point. McGravy still taken very low. Fire getting taken down as well. No sound barrier available for Team Envy, but the Nano is going to be there very, very shortly. McGravy going to be DMX, but people are going to be back here pretty soon. No! Fusion University are going to be taking this in a 5-game set. History will not be made, as Fusion University are going to make it into the semifinals. Our first team to get there. Team Envy, though, that's heartbreaking, but you've got to feel good about yourselves.
Oh yeah, big pats on the back. History not made, but history does repeat itself. Fusion University, again, in a 5-map set, managed to win things out. These guys have incredible endurance. Just gonna put it out there to be, you know, calculating everything, all the factors that you have to do to take those clean fights. Thought that it might have been over. Maybe, you know, Chonksic on that Reinhardt just can't catch up to anybody. You know, he's so slow, but no, Fusion University do tie things up right there at Envy, trying to shake things up with that Tracer pick. Unfortunately, don't know how much practice time they had, the Ashe, the Tracer, and that is not the time to be trying something new, is when your life is on the line in the quarterfinals against, you know, the previous season champions in the very last round that you have to give.
Almost every member of Team Envy during that series had a point where they were a star on that team, and that's something that Team Envy has actually struggled with throughout the season. This is by far the best they've looked. Unfortunately, they weren't able to wrap it up in at the end, as Fusion University's, you know, 5-game experience. It's not just experience, right? Because everyone in this game is experienced.
Yes.
Right? It's the fact that they love game 5s, right? And if you make it into a marathon and you're the last one running, you're going to win it.
Exactly, and Team Envy came at it at a sprint. Unfortunately, spent themselves very early on in many of those fights trying to go for, you know, niche strats. And even though maybe they weren't just picked off outright, it's that time that you're kind of giving up for free, right? And you cannot be giving Fusion University an inch because they'll take a mile. And so they will be heading off into the semifinals.
But Team Envy did provide a lot of information for whoever Fusion University faced next, whether that's second win or first generation, because they made Alarm look human. And they made that support line look human for the first time all season. And so now other teams are going to be feeling way more confident going up against Fusion University if they don't get into a game 5.
Yes, that is the danger zone, right? It's like the Dragon Ball Z evolution. The more pressure you put, the crazier the hair gets, right? That's kind of, you're upping your power level, man. It's over 9,000. Anyhow.
Yeah, over 9,000, exactly. And so that's going to be it for game 1. We still have 3 on tap for you. Our second game is going to be first generation against second win to see who will be facing Fusion University in the semifinals. We'll see you on the other side.